In Bolivia, President Luis Arce outlined the industrialization policy promoted by his government as an urgent need to guarantee food sovereignty. At the same time, an international economist described as successful the economic model that has been implemented in that country for more than 15 years. A correspondent, Freddy Morales, tells us more.
Professor Gregorio Vidal from the Department of Economics of the Autonomous Metropolitan University of Iztapalapa, Mexico, commented the book A Fair and Successful Economic Model, The Bolivian Economy 2006-2019, written by Bolivian President Luis Arce.
There have been significant advances, and today we are in a context where it is not only a question of continuing to implement the model, but doing so in a context of complexities. Because on the one hand, it is necessary to rebuild what was destroyed in a short period of time when the will of the people was superseded.
The Mexican professor stressed that economic models other than neoliberalism are also the result of social struggles and decisions of the peoples, and that the issue at stake is always the distribution of economic surplus.
They are always social processes, never market processes. That is the tale they want to sell us. They want to sell us the idea that there are natural processes and those are markets. No, they're never natural processes. They are social processes. And there, in the case of neoliberalism, there are social processes so that the surplus goes to a few.
President Luis Arce argued that the current economic model in Bolivia, which he promoted first as President Evo Morales' finance minister, now seeks industrialization, an unthinkable process in a neoliberal government.
Neoliberalism had 20 years to industrialize the country, being one of the objectives that were set out. They never did it, and they are not going to do it, because as Professor Gregorio described, neoliberalism and the social elite that takes advantage and profits from neoliberal policies do not represent the Bolivian people, do not represent the most humble ones.
President Arce pointed out that even the country's large agricultural producers use imported inputs, including seeds, which is why his administration aims to reverse this trend.
The tomatoes that our comrades produce here in the countryside are grown with imported seed. So, where does food security with food sovereignty stand? To talk of security with food sovereignty, we have to produce from the seed, and that is exactly what we're doing.
The Bolivian model has been successful so far with economic stability for more than a decade, which is evidenced, for example, by an inflation rate of 0.8% in the first half of this year.
Freddy Morales, teleSUR, Bolivia.